Welcome back once again to our great episode of Backstage, and this is the Why Wait podcast. In the studios, we have a special human being. We have had a lot from her before, but obviously we left off at the part where she was telling us about the different categories she competed in on the Dubai Muscle Show, and we left off. Steph, you had told us that you had competed in the
two categories.
One was, you know what I didn't understand, what I didn't get my head around.
So they're both bikini.
Yeah.
The category is bikini.
Yeah.
And then there's Masters Bikini, which is 35 years and above.
Yeah.
And then there's what is called Open Bikini or just Women's Bikini, which is pretty much any age.
Why do they have to say only 35-year-olds and above have to compete in this one? What's the science behind this?
Well, you know, when your body reaches a certain age.
Seriously though, do you know what? I thought about it.
I'm being serious.
I thought about it.
I'm serious.
So they're trying to be fair.
Exactly. So, you know, it's like any sport, really.
Well,
I mean, football players, they retire when they're like 32, 35?
Yeah.
Why? Not because they're not good at playing anymore, but because their body just cannot maintain that kind of performance.
These young performers are running wild.
Exactly.
So fast.
So it's the same in bodybuilding. Once you reach a certain... And by the way, men have the same. Hey? They also have men's masters.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah, for 35 and above. Because your body cannot keep up. It cannot keep up with people
it's scientifically proven that from 35 and below, you are in like peak condition.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the research myself,
but
we
Steph,
do know.
Steph, it's unfair that you are competing in the 35-year category because you don't even look 20 or 25.
It's not got to do with how old I am. It's got to do with how old I am. Okay?
It's unfair to other competitors that you're competing in their category. They must have been looking at you and like, well, she must be 28 or something, man. Like, seriously.
Actually, yeah, when I did tell people, I'm competing in Masters, they were like,
no, of course you could.
Yeah, actually, that's the category that I had to enter on.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so we all know that when you get to about your mid-30s, when it comes to performance sports, you know, athletes, your body, you know, can't keep up as it used to. So yeah, we have these age categories,
why?
Just like any other sport.
Why do I have this weird feeling or idea that the older you get, the more you look great? Because you've been working out for years, and the more in sport, in bodybuilding, I've seen this a lot. Older bodybuilders, they look amazing. They look amazing. I mean, I'm not saying beyond 50s. I'm not saying beyond 40s, 45 or something. But 35, 36, 37, 38, 40. Like, it's the peak. That's what I actually say.
Well, no, it's not really your peak. But you can still be pretty darn competitive and look very, very good. Right. But you are not going to be at the same level as the youngsters. You're not. You know, especially in the male categories where... most of the time they're taking gear. Yeah. You know. Yeah. You got to start being careful with that stuff when you get to a certain age. Yeah. You know, when you're young, your body's going to handle anything. Now, I'm not saying that it would be impossible for somebody, you know, at 35 to beat someone who's 27. It's not impossible. It's possible. I mean, sure, that can happen. But we're being very general here. Yeah. We're generalizing. Most people that are in their mid-30s are not going to be able to outperform somebody in their 20s.
No.
Generally speaking. I'm not saying it's impossible, but generally speaking, you're not going to be at the same level of performance. And so that's why we have age categories. It's the same as height.
Yeah.
That's why we have height categories, because look at Hannah and I. The height difference is ridiculous.
Yeah.
How do you compare us? How do you compare who really looks... We've got completely different bodies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the same.
How much was a longer
Yeah, I mean, it's all different, you know. She's bigger than me because, well, she is bigger than me. Yeah. You know.
Does that, like, in terms of size and height and everything? How do you know Hannah's weight?
Oh gosh, you know, I cannot remember at the moment. I think it was close to 60.
60. Oh, someone for that height to be 60. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. 60.
Or maybe I think it was more than 60 actually.
And what is
more than 60? I think she was around 65 actually. And I was at 50, so there's 15 kilograms difference between us because she's so much taller.
Yeah, so
we can't compete
they can't,
directly
no, can't.
against each other. It's just. Yeah.
So what is the other category besides the age?
Masters.
Besides the masters, yes.
So masters is 35 and over, and then you have in some competitions it's called open bikini. In other competitions they just call it women's bikini.
Right.
And that's basically for under 35s, but over 35s can also compete, as I did.
Yeah.
And that's up to you, yeah? If you, as an older athlete, oh, I can't believe I'm saying that. As an old or older athlete, that's your decision if you want to put yourself up against the younger athletes.
The one you registered in to compete first was the Masters.
Yeah.
And the last minute one you joined was the Open bikini.
Yes.
You placed 5 in which category?
Masters.
The Masters. What about the other one?
The other one I got through to the semi-finals.
Through to the semis.
Yeah.
So
and then that was it.
So that is more competitive than the Masters. Is it? Well, obviously, because
it's all about physique, yeah? So you're comparing apples with apples. So everyone in the Masters physique is on the same level, and everyone in the Open is on the same level. Now, if you as an older athlete want to compete with the younger athletes, that's up to you. You might be able to make it, you might not.
And that's what happened.
Right, and that's why they're not going to allow a 22-year-old, athlete to compete with the Masters because she'll kick her ass, right?
Yeah. Wow. So it's definite that the person who won the athlete who won the Open bikini was younger than 35.
Yeah. Probably
100%.
100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Age is a bitch, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Again, I'm going to say it's not impossible.
No.
It's very possible that someone who's 35 can beat someone who's 25.
That's what I'm
We're just being
like.
very, very general.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And in order to make the playing field a little easier for everybody, they bring in the age categories, and they do the same for the men. There's men's physique, then there's men's masters physique, and I think the really older guys are called senior.
Seniors, yeah. They probably hate it, but they probably hate it about that. Anyway, let us touch on something very important. You said for the last 2 weeks of your preparation, you had no coach. You chose to not have a coach.
Yeah.
Take us through that experience. Why you decided not to have a coach, and how you managed to get through that, because, well, the question is, does a coach need a coach? In the end, you'll help us figure that out or answer that.
Okay, so let's start with why I decided to go rogue.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, as I said, I think my coach is fantastic.
Yeah.
And he has been with me since the 1st of January. And he was very supportive of my idea and continued to offer me support and advice, even though I officially decided not to continue. And the reason why I did that is because I just felt like maybe I didn't know, but I had to try and I had to find out that maybe it was best for me to take control myself of what I was doing. And the thing is, he also encouraged it. He didn't say, oh no, that's a terrible idea. You're making a mistake. He was like, you know what, Steph? I think you can do it.
Yeah.
I think you can do it. I think you know what to do. I think you have it in you.
Yeah.
And if you want to give it a go, freaking go for it. I'm right behind you. I'm here to support you. And I think that also, like, him believing in the fact that I could actually do this on my own really gave me that final push to say, oh my gosh, I'm doing this on my own. I want to see what I can do, what will happen if I do this on my own.
Yeah. So it was more like a challenge.
And I had already taken about a week before that discussion to try out my method, and it was working. I was seeing results.
Was the discussion?
And so that's why I decided, you know.
Was it a tough discussion to have?
No, it wasn't, because we have a very good relationship anyway. I mean, it wasn't. To be honest, it wasn't much of a conversation. To be honest, I mean, it was very quick and very simple and very amicable.
Yeah.
And that was it. And he was there. He watched the show. He took videos. I saw him afterwards. He congratulated me.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was really wonderful. Yeah.
Wow.
I just felt that I needed that.
Really, I think so many people always arrive at a stage where you think maybe something different would do a difference.
Yeah.
And I think you would arrive at that stage where you thought that.
I had a idea that I needed to do something different. I had this idea and I wanted to implement it without any kind of outside influence.
What are the changes that you applied from what you were doing before for the 2 weeks?
Well, to be honest, the biggest change I made, I think, was just my mindset.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Steph, you're on your own. You're doing this. You've chosen it. Don't
fuck it up.
Mess it up. Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course.
Fuck it up. Basically, because this is on you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't place the blame anywhere else. Like,
you would only think that, you know.
Not that I would blame my coach if I didn't make it.
No.
You can't be upset with the results you don't get from the work you don't do.
No. I'm actually saying that you would only think that in situations like this you need all the support you can get. Like. And
I did have a lot of support, but I think I just work a little bit differently from other people.
Yeah.
I think when I know that I only have myself to rely on, that's where I really pull through. I don't know why. It's a very weird psychological thing.
Well, I don't think it is.
But I just think when I know I'm the only person that I can rely on, that's when I dig deep. And that's when I put my head down and I get shit done. So I throw that in there. Do like a bit of profanity.
And then you did actually pull it off. You did
I pulled it off. I think when I know that I can rely on someone else, I almost switch off and think, well, they'll take care of it. They'll make sure that I get there.
Yeah.
Which is silly. This is a me thing. This is not a person thing. This is a me thing. That's my problem. And I noticed that I was relying so much on my coach that I was being lazy and not getting the work done.
To be fair, the moment you rely on somebody else, if they let you down, you let yourself down too, and that goes really a negative thing to do.
I don't know. I mean, it's so complicated with the way my head works, but I just knew that I had to say, Steph, you're on your own. Get shit done. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. And I'm good under pressure that way, you know. Yeah. And then he gave me that boost. He said, you know what? You can do it. I believe you can do it.
Just what you needed.
Which is that push that I needed to say, no, I'm sure I can do it. And I just put my head down, I cut my calories, I split them up in a way that worked best for me. And I did it. I achieved everything that I wanted to achieve from the first show to
who were the other people besides your coach that support you, that give you the mental, the physical, whatever, emotional support?
Well, Hannah.
Oh, no.
Definitely.
It's obvious, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My clients are absolutely fantastic at showing their support and encouragement. In particular, one of my clients who is just honestly, I don't know, between him and my kids, I don't know who are the bigger fans.
Yeah, I thought your kids were coming up somewhere there, but yeah.
It's a close tie.
If they haven't competed,
it's a close tie. You know, and so my clients, very, very encouraging and supportive, just almost to the point where, you know, those last 2 weeks of prep, I kind of start feeling guilty because I feel like so much of the focus of our conversation during sessions shifts to me and what I'm doing and what I need rather than them, which I feel.
I've seen you with a client, but deep in thought. You're sitting right there thinking about something, and you're not even training. I've seen you so many times, and this is what I think what happens when you say that the conversation shifts from them to you, and I feel like they're the ones giving you the support you need at the time. Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
And they're really interested. Like they really are. Like, how are you doing? How's the food going? How's the training going? How are you feeling? One of my clients is a psychologist, so she's always giving me tips. Try and do this, try and do that. Meditative stuff. They are so incredibly supportive. Like in every way, honestly, in every way. Another one of my clients bought me a massage, a home massage service to help me relax. So, you know, and then afterwards they get me flowers, they get me donuts. Of course, they all know that sweets are my thing. They are such great fans and huge support. Then I have my kids, which are also just, I'm actually, to be honest, really quite surprised at how much they got into the whole thing. I mean, they love it, you know, and my older one will always kind of ask him, you know, did you get all your meals in today? Did you eat enough?
How old is your son?
He's 9.
9 years old.
Yeah. You know, let me see your muscles. Or he'll say, oh, you know, you're looking so strong.
Wow.
Are you excited? You're going to come first, Mom. If I was the judge, I would give you first. So they are so incredibly supportive, and they're just such fans.
All this coming from a 9-year-old, it's surreal and unbelievable, to be fair.
And then I have my little one who's 5, who obviously doesn't really say the same things, but he means the same things. So he'll always say, Mum, you're so beautiful.
Do they copy your poses?
They do. They were copying my poses, and they said, you know, boys, the men do something different. So I showed them the men's poses, and now my little one is convinced that he is going to be a bodybuilder when he grows up. He practices his vacuum. He practices his front double biceps, back double biceps.
Wow.
His vacuums. Yeah, he's totally.
So we're looking at the bodybuilder in the making here, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, you know what they say, like father, like son. This is gonna be like mother, like son. And
exactly. So my clients, my kids, my friends, obviously very, very supportive. The trainers at the gym, at 24, you know, out of nowhere, you just find people who are just like, hey, you know, like you did, right? You just walked up to me and you were like, you kind of looked like you're competing. Yeah. And you just, you know, you were just like, well, all the best. And
for sure.
People also notice, like they notice you training and they think like, man, she's not training like that for no reason.
No.
Or they notice you like posing in the mirror and they're like, well, that's, like there's a reason. Like that's not normal. People that just generally train don't do that. So trainers have walked up to me and said like, hey, are you getting ready for a competition? And they're just so supportive. So I found support everywhere.
In every corner, really.
Family, my kids, my clients. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Strangers, like in the bathroom, just like, you know, saying like, oh, you know, I can see the way you work out. You're working out so hard. It's really inspiring. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And they're like, well, you know, what are you training for? And I tell them, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. They get so supportive.
Do you get a lot like people complimenting you about your physique and whatever?
I did. I do, and I think it's not just so much about. I mean, I think it is about the physique. I mean, when I am training and I've got a pump, the muscles do look pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think I have a good balance, so people see that. But I think they also just see my disposition, which is just really friendly and happy most of the time. And I do get a lot of people just walking up to me and saying things and asking questions and which I love, and I hope that comes more from the energy and the vibe that I try to exude, rather than just my physical appearance.
Yeah.
I hope.
But it's the physicality that,
or maybe it's a combination of both, but I just sincerely hope it's not just my physique. I'm deeper than that. There's more to me than that.
Yeah, but you stand out. You're like a petal on a flower. Yeah, seriously though. So you know that too. Like,
petal.
When people walk into a place and there is Stephanie, you will see Stephanie fast before you see anyone else. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, to be fair. It is a very good thing, Steph.
As I say, I hope it's just because of the energy and the vibe that I try and it's almost like a physical thing that I do. I try and push this kind of positivity out from me.
Would you do that still on stage? Would you carry this energy?
So on this last show that I did, I took that with me. On the first show that I did, I did not take that with me because I was so worried about the bloating. I was so focused on trying to hide that bloating and suck the belly in that it just ruined everything. Honestly, it was just not great.
None of that happened this time.
None of that happened this time. So I didn't have to focus so much effort on sucking in. I could actually just, and I can see, I felt it within myself. And you can see it in the pictures. People could see it when they were watching me. They're like, oh my gosh, you looked so happy up there. And I was like, yeah, I was. I was genuinely, oh my gosh. Like, so, I'm so happy. And it lasted for days, by the way.
The happiness.
I mean, I still feel it now.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Taking that, I still feel that happiness now. It's just,
wow.
It's like, I don't know, it filled me up, Yeah.
But was it because of the result, or was that because of the preparation and whatever you went through, the experience?
It was just the whole thing. It was knowing that I had pulled myself through to achieve what I wanted to achieve, that I had achieved it, that that's it, really. That I managed to do it. And it worked, and I loved it.
Wow.
I freaking loved it.
And today you still feel the same vibe and energy.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it's keeping me going. I don't know. That's how
much I enjoy. I think you need just to carry all this to 17th of December.
Yeah.
See another.
I'm gonna, for sure.
So you're going to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm there.
You're there.
I'm there. I'm already there. I'm already on stage.
So I understand that you're 50 kilos on the Dubai Muscle Show.
Yeah.
What's your target for Abu Dhabi?
Sorry?
What's your target for Abu Dhabi?
49.
49.
Yeah.
Wow, Steph, that is something.
But I'm small, hey? I'm 158.
So
49 is like, in terms of stage weight, is a pretty normal.
Steph, let me get this
right. Okay, as a healthy individual, that's probably now going to border on almost underweight, even for my size.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, I'm not losing weight here or whatever, just for normal life. Like, I'm getting stage ready, because I want to place better. So I need to be a bit leaner. Or at least that's what I think. So here's the thing. Remember what I said, a lot of it is trial and error. I don't know. Maybe 49 is actually going to be too lean.
Right.
And what I'll learn from that is, hey Steph, you know what? You actually need to go on a building phase. And what you need to do is be as lean as I was at Dubai Muscle Show, but with more muscle mass. So I don't know. I don't know what 49 is going to look like.
Yeah.
It might be too lean.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's very, very possible. I've never done it before, so I don't know. It's trial and error. I'm going to find out. So I'm really using these 3 shows this year as my experience. And I learned so much from the first one. I've learned a lot from the second one, and I'll do so again from the third one. 49 might be too lean. I might get to 50 and actually think, no, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go down. The plan is to go down to 49. The plan is to go on stage at 49. But I don't know, but I think it'll be good. I think it's going to be good.
49 will be good.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you end up winning at 49, then do you say you're gonna stick to 49 forever for every competition?
Well, it depends, because if I build more muscle, I will weigh heavier, right?
Of course, yeah.
I'm saying in my current condition, with my current muscle mass,
yeah.
I think 49 is gonna be the sweet spot.
Are you?
But if I build muscle, I can't cut back to 49, am I? Because I'm gonna have to lose muscle then.
Yeah.
So I'll need to be just as lean, but with more muscle mass.
Do you still think you want to build more muscle? Because
I do. I need it. I know I need it. If I really want to win, which I do, I know I have to build muscle. That's why I'm not going into this competition in Abu Dhabi thinking that I'm going to come first or even second or even third. Because I know that in order to be really confident about that, I know I need to build more muscle.
How much more?
Not a heck of a lot, because remember, bikini is a smaller build, but I am doing this competition against girls who are taking gear, so I need to be a little bit bigger. Where exactly, I don't know. I would have a look at what I look like at 49. I'd have a look at the professional photos and see what my body looks like. I have a feeling that I'm going to look unbalanced because my upper body shreds super fast and my lower body really lags way behind.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'll have to look at the photos and see. If there is an imbalance, I know that I'm going to have to grow the upper body. I want to grow both, upper and lower, but I'll probably have to get a little bit more muscle mass in the upper body to balance it out, because I know when I lean out, my upper body gets super freaking shredded, but the lower body always, lags a little bit. So I'll have to see what it looks like, where the balance is, where I have to build. Yeah.
Have you had an injury before?
With what?
Have you ever been injured?
Oh, yeah, many times.
Many times?
Well, I mean, let's not talk about small injuries, but I had 3 major injuries. Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I tore the ligaments in my ankle once. Running. I mean, I was just doing a normal run, like I used to do every day before I started bodybuilding. Outdoors, yeah. I just took a wrong step, that's it. Just took a wrong step, lost my balance, twisted the ankle, and that was it. I couldn't move. I actually had to call my colleague and him to come and pick me up on the side of the road.
Wow.
Because I could not put my foot down.
How long ago is this?
That was last year, April.
Ooh, that's the recent one, right? That's the most recent injury you've had.
Yes, I would say so. Yes. Then before that, I broke 2 ribs.
Steph,
yeah.
How did you break 2 ribs?
Oh no, that was negligence.
What were you doing? What happened?
So the supported bent over, the chest supported bent over row in the gym.
Yes, the one where you're leaning forward.
You're leaning forward on the pad.
Yeah.
And you have the bar offset.
Yeah,
right?
You
load up the bar, you pull it off, and then you start.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was using that at a different gym, by the way. and I had a chest strap on with a heart rate monitor, okay, which is a hard piece of plastic that goes around on your ribs. I loaded up the bar, and I thought, now usually if you're going to lift heavy with something like that, you usually get somebody to help you unlatch the bar, right, and then you can start moving. And I thought, come on, easy. No, I don't need anybody to help me.
Ego.
Guys, when you walk in the gym, ladies and gentlemen, leave your ego at the door.
Yes, exactly.
Or you're going to break your ribs. So, ego, I was like, no, I don't need anybody to help me. So, because it's offset, you obviously lean over to one side. And I grabbed as hard as I could, and I pulled it. Obviously, I got pulled into the pad, and I felt this feeling like. And I thought,
Do you know when you told me that you broke your ribs? I thought that it was on the side. Now thinking it was on the front.
It was on the side. It was on the side.
Oh shit!
I leaned over and it went.
Oh shit!
On the right side, and I thought, ooh, that's a bit uncomfortable. And I thought maybe I just, I don't know, put some fascia or I don't know.
Don't.
I didn't know I'd cracked my ribs. Anyway, so I carried on. I got the bar off. I mean, I cracked the ribs doing it, but I did get the bar off, so woo! And I continued my row in a lot of discomfort. And, because you always think, well, just push through the pain, right? So stupid. Anyway, even as a coach, if that was my client, I would say, drop the weight, we're done here, man.
For sure.
You go and get an x-ray and you see what's happened to you. But honestly, I thought, it's time to push through the pain. Anyway, I did that. I did a couple of other exercises. I did some stretches.
Steph,
I was in pain.
All this time.
I was pulling the face. I was in pain.
How much more time did you go on until you actually said, fuck it, I gotta go?
Probably about another hour. And somebody actually came up to me and said, like, are you okay? Because you look like you're in pain. I'm like, yeah, well, my ribs a little bit. I was like, you should probably go to the doctor. I was like, no, it's fine. Anyway, I left it the whole day. That night, I was in tears. The pain, the swelling. That's the thing, it didn't happen straight away. But that night, I was dying of pain. So off I went the next day to my orthopedic surgeon, who knows who had dealt with a previous serious injury of mine, and I walked in and he was like, oh my gosh, Stephanie, what did you do? I said, look, this is what happened. I feel pain. I'm not sure what's going on. He barely touched my ribs and I screamed. He was like, my girl, we have a problem here.
Yeah.
Let's go straight for an x-ray. And they came back, ribs are broken. They gave me some super strong painkillers, which actually are almost kind of illegal in this country because that's how strong they are. They actually make you high and people use them as drugs. They get addicted to them.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was high for 18 hours. I'm not joking.
What were you like?
I woke up in the middle of the night. I went to sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night. Like my eyes were wide open. I was still with my husband at the time and he was looking at me like, are you okay? You don't look right. And I was like, I think I'm high. I went to drop the kids off at school. High. I was high. I was telling myself, Steph, just look normal. Act normal. I was buzzing for 18. I'm not even joking. So the next night I thought, I'm not taking this pill.
Unintentionally.
No way. Because I cannot be like that. I can't function.
Yeah.
But the pain was unbearable. I couldn't. I just said, I have to take it.
You took it.
So boom, here we go again.
But so when you take it, there's no pain, right?
There's no pain. No, nothing. But I was high.
How long did it take until you recovered from the broken ribs?
Well, so I took the painkillers for about 4 days and it was done. That was over. It was fine. But recovery took about, if I remember correctly, 12 weeks. And I couldn't do anything because even just breathing deeply.
Definitely.
I couldn't breathe deeply. All my breathing was shallow.
It's uncomfortable.
So I couldn't even do anything where I had to exert Yeah, I couldn't do anything.
Were you walking out?
Walk. I could walk, and I could do like a light leg session. But as soon as I took a big breath,
that's it. That's
the
it.
pain. No.
What are the chances that someone would get addicted to those pills that were used?
Very high. That's why they only give them to you if they really, and they will only give you like 5 at a time.
They don't want to give you way more than you.
They will not give you a whole packet.
Yeah, because they know the effects of this thing.
Yeah.
And it could affect people. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was the ribs, and then I fractured my femur. Now,
did you?
If anyone's not familiar with the femur,
it's
that is the biggest bone.
Yes.
In your leg. It's at the top here. It's the bone that fits into your hip, and unless you've had something like a car accident,
and it's only one, right?
It's just one.
Yeah.
It's one really big
bone, yeah.
Big, thick bone, and it is one of the hardest bones to break. Like if somebody's told you they've broken their leg, it's probably they've probably done something in the lower leg.
On the shin,
you have to have some serious trauma in order to fracture or break your femur.
Wow!
But I did it. Yes, I did it.
So how did that happen?
So that happened because I was training for months non-stop, without rest. I'm talking without a single day of rest. I was doing high impact exercises without a single day of rest for months. And I started getting a bit of a pain, and I thought, oh well, it came by itself, it'll go by itself, it's absolutely fine. It just got worse and worse. I went to physio. We thought it was like a deep muscle issue or maybe a tendon issue, so I was exercising lightly for a while, wasn't really getting any better. I continued with my high impact, of course, and it just kept getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Until I was literally in the desert running one day, and I collapsed. I couldn't hold myself anymore. So I had to call my husband at the time and say, please come and pick me up. Like I was crying, but I was still running because I was stupid, basically. Collapsed, called my husband, please come and pick me up from desert because I can't walk. Anyway, it was fine. That night I slipped. I fell on that hip.
Yeah. I
felt pain like I've never felt in my life.
Yeah.
And he was actually, he said to me, this is not normal. You cannot slip and feel this much pain. That's not normal. And you collapsed in the desert today. That's not like a normal injury. Something is very, very wrong. So I found this orthopedic surgeon. I told him, this is what's been going on. This is the issue. He was like, I don't think it's muscle related. We need to get you into the MRI. So I had an MRI done on my hip, and when I came out of the MRI, the guy said to me, ma'am, I just need to ask you, did you have any trauma recently? And I was like, well, what do you mean trauma? He was like, well, did you have a car accident or a motorbike accident? And I was like, no. Why?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just asking. And that's when I started to really panic. I was like, man, if they're asking me if I've had such a serious accident, there must be something really wrong.
Which you haven't, she didn't have it.
Which I didn't have. So I went back to the doctor, they had the results. He started talking to me, showing me pictures about broken femurs and how if it gets past a certain point, blood supply to the head of the bone is obstructed, the head of the bone starts to die, basically you have to have a hip replacement. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is he talking about?
Exactly.
He's like, I've told you all of this because I don't want to freak you out, but I need you to understand how serious
the situation
this injury is.
Yes.
You cannot play around with this. You need to be in a wheelchair. Are you? Doesn't just tell me what's going on, because a wheelchair? Are you kidding? I'm like 33 years old. I'm not getting in a freaking wheelchair, and I'm not getting a fucking hip replacement here. Okay? He's like, let me show you the picture of your bone. Now, if you know the femur, it has a head, like this, where it goes into the hip.
Yeah.
My femur was fractured right here, just before it goes into it, and it was fractured halfway through the bone. 50% of my bone was broken, basically. So not the whole bone, not the whole way through, but 50% through.
What do you mean by 50% through? Like,
so if
going down? Or...
Yeah, going down here. No, not lengthways.
Yes.
Through the head. I'll have to. It's on Instagram. Actually, you can see it on Instagram. I think I put it on Instagram.
What?
I think I put my ribs on Instagram too, and my ankle. It's all there. 50% of the way through the bone. He was like, if this gets any deeper, we will have to screw your bone back together, because you will lose blood supply to the head of the bone, it will die, you'll have to have a hip replacement at 33.
That must have been scary for you to listen to all that.
You need to be in a wheelchair, because you can't put a cast on there. Right? Otherwise you'll have to be stuck in there.
Yeah.
You need to be in a wheelchair. I said, I can't be in a wheelchair. I've got work, I've got kids, I can't be in a wheelchair. And he's like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but you cannot use that leg. You cannot, because if you cause any more damage, we will have to have surgery, and it's a very serious surgery. And I would like to avoid that at all costs if we can.
Yeah.
I said, well, what about crutches? What if I use crutches? I won't use the leg, I'll use crutches. He was like, all right, I will let you do that. But I'm just telling you now, you have to, you don't have a choice. If you don't use those crutches, you're going for surgery. So I said, I swear I will use crutches. So I was on crutches for like 8 weeks.
Wow.
Now let me tell you something. You know, when I was a kid, I used to think crutches were cool. Crutches are not easy. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's how I built my upper body, okay? Lugging my weight around on crutches. Absolutely awful. It was painful. It was horrible. So I didn't use my leg for a total.
That was your right leg, right?
My left.
Okay.
It was my left. I basically used crutches for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then I think I was like hobbling around for the rest of the time, but I didn't use my legs for about 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so I basically had to rebuild my range of motion, my strength, everything from scratch in my legs.
How was the experience?
And that was tough because I loved running at that time. That was my thing, running. I loved it.
But-
I ran every day.
But you managed to fully recover, right? Like,
Oh yeah. The leg's fully recovered. There's no issue there at all. Yeah.
That's fine.
No, it's absolutely fine. But I mean, it took time, yeah, to regain the strength and the range of motion in the hips.
the magic of science is
Yeah.
incredible.
So
isn't
it took a long time to rehab, basically, and build my strength back. But yeah, it came back.
Well, that was something I was curious about. You and injuries, and you seem to have a very long history of these. And
So those are the major injuries, yeah. And then you know you have
some
all sorts
minor
of
ones.
injuries.
Yeah. We hope you don't get injured again now that you've become a full-time athlete. That would have been devastating. You know, like.
Look, I've learned my lesson. You know, there is pain that is manageable and kind of, let's say, normal, okay, and then there is pain which is not normal, and you need to take care of that. You don't push through the pain. You don't, because you could really be causing some serious damage. And if it is something that is not quite right, go and check it out. Because if I had just gone to have an X-ray or an MRI, when I first started feeling it, it wouldn't have been so bad.
Yeah.
And I could have recovered much faster. I wouldn't have put myself at risk of having screws in my leg, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I just kept going until I reached a point where it wasn't manageable anymore and I had really cocked it up.
Why were you so crazy enough to work out for months and months to end?
I don't know. I was just in it. I don't know. My mind was in it. I was super focused. I was on a mission to get as strong as I could get, as fast as I could get.
Now that you compete,
And that's it.
Now that you compete on your full-time PT, how are your rests? How do you map out your rest period? Because I know that that's very essential that you get it.
So I used to think that I would plan my rest ahead. Like this will be my rest day, this day and that day. But that I discovered that works for some people. It's not for me. For me, I prefer to feel it out. So when I feel that I need rest, I take it. If I feel that I can work out, I work out. If I feel that I can smash it today, I smash it. If I feel when I wake up tomorrow that I need to take it light but I can still train, that's what I do. So it's kind of a little bit more almost intuitive.
Do you have a program that you follow?
My own program, yeah, I do.
So say for instance you feel like you're going to smash the day and that day is, for example, push day or something. Do you just go and push or you do extra stuff with that?
No, I just do push and cardio.
What you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah,
and
I stick to the program as much as I can. If I feel for some reason that I'm not feeling push today, I might swap it out with pull or legs or whatever, and then I change everything around. But I try to stick as much as possible to my days.
Does the program indicate where you need to rest or not? It's just straightforward.
Look, generally I rest on Saturdays.
Uh-huh.
That's generally my rest day, and it works okay. But if I feel I need an extra day of rest, I'll take it. And then I'll just, work everything out from there. Yeah.
And it's only one day in a week. Saturday.
Technically, yeah. It's only the one day. The rest, the other 6 days, I'm either doing legs, pull, or push.
Fair enough. So we haven't yet heard the story where you actually step on stage and start to smile, vibes, and everything.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
So stepping on stage. So there's a kind of holding area next to the stage because, as I said earlier, there wasn't really an actual, literally behind the stage backstage. It was kind of off to the side. So we had to walk through to this holding area next to the stage, where the public can actually see you, and that's where we could warm up and get in line, ready to get on stage. I was really nervous, like. The first time I walked up that day, when I was posing, I was shaking.
What gets you nervous? What?
Just, are you going to trip? Are you going to trip? And we had stairs this time. We had to walk up like 5 stairs.
Oh, yo.
Can you imagine like tripping on the stairs? Oh, but like you fall onto stage. But that's horrible. That's a terrible feeling to have. You're in heels. You're depleted. You're tired because I didn't sleep.
Are you used to walking with heels on?
No, I never wear heels.
You know what?
Don't you follow me on Instagram, man? Do you ever see me in heels? Never. Even when I go out, I'll have my Nikes. I'm always in my Nikes. Look there. So my shoes are. How many pair of Nikes do you see?
Plenty of them. Question. So
always in my Nikes.
So
I was nervous.
The idea of you being on 2 small poles and heels is scary for you.
And that's why I practiced the posing so much.
I see.
Not just to get the posing, but so to be able to walk and stand and balance in certain positions in heels.
Yeah.
And they're 5-inch heels.
5 inches. That's a hell of height on you, yeah. They're gonna be twisting around and stuff. Yeah, go on. So you're saying you step on stage.
So I was very nervous. I stepped out. I was smiling. I was faking it a little bit because I was so nervous.
Do you know what? Yes, that's what I wanted to ask you now about the smiles. Are they fake or are they actually really genuine smiles? Not just from you, but from all the competitors. Like
I don't know. I'll tell you from my side. In my initial thing on stage is it totally a fake smile. I know I just have to freaking smile because if I have a scared face, it's not going to look very good.
Yeah.
And I was shaking. I was getting into the poses and I was shaking and I was thinking, oh my goodness, am I doing this right? Does it look right? you know, I don't know exactly where I am because I don't have a mirror. It was very, very nerve-wracking. And then I just kind of slowly started easing into it. I thought, listen, man, you're here. You achieved what you wanted to achieve. You got to 50 kilograms. You don't have any bloating. You're looking good. Your makeup's on point. You've got this funky new hairstyle because now I have my blonde hair.
You
right? Because the previous show I had the purple, right, which was up. Now I've got this new hairstyle, and I just thought, no, you have got this. Okay. You've got this. You look good. You feel good. Freaking put yourself out there. And then I just started enjoying it from that moment. I freaking loved it. I wish I could have kept going on.
What was so special about that moment? What was different at that moment?
Just knowing that I had come back better.
The package was different.
The package was better, like all round, in every single way, and I had done it on my own, and it had worked, and here I was. And I think the other thing is that it's also the second show, so you're better prepared. You know what to expect.
Yeah.
It was just an all-round better feeling. I felt more confident because I had some experience.
Well, were you the first one on the stage?
No. We were the second or third.
But even then, you still get nervous, right? Like there was some people before you, but still.
Yeah, look, we all go. All of the masters go on at the same time.
One time.
Okay? We all walk on in a line, boom, 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 onto stage.
How many people?
I think they were in the masters. I don't know, maybe like 15.
15.
12, 15, 17, somewhere around there, okay? In the teens. Mm-hmm. It was in the teens. We all walk on. And then they start to call you out in groups. Mm-hmm. Okay, to narrow it down. You watch them. So everybody's still on stage. They do their comparison. They come back. They call out another group. They do the comparison. They go back. Then you're part of the next group. But everybody's still on stage. And then they sort of say, "Thank you very much, ladies. You can exit the stage the same way you came on." And then they will discuss who's gotten through to. That's the elimination process. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so from there they sort of narrow it down to, I think, 10. That's what happened. The second time we got up, there were 10 of us, I think, if I remember correctly. And then from those 10 they narrow it down to 6, and those are the top. That's the finals. Those are the top 6. Mm-hmm. And then when we come on, when the final 6 of us come on, that's when they do the your I walk, your solo walk, and that's when they do the award. So in 6th place, in 5th place, 4th, so on.
The elimination, they come to where supposedly backstages and call the numbers that do they call you guys
the holding area? Yes.
The holding
area.
So
we go back to the holding area and they say, okay, numbers. I mean, obviously the judges need a minute or two, yeah. And then they say, okay, you have a number, and they say number.
Come back. Have a good look at you again. Yeah, we think you're doing well.
And then if you didn't get called back, that's it. That means you've been eliminated.
Were you a bit nervous while waiting to hear whether you get called or not?
No, actually, I know that sounds very arrogant, but I kind of knew that I was getting to the top 6.
Are you serious?
I felt it. I felt it. I'm like, I might be the 6th. But I know
you're getting in the top 6, 100%.
I know I'm there. With the younger group, I thought, no, these girls, they're going to kick my ass. They're going to kick my ass. And they did. And that's okay. I gave it my best shot,
Fair enough.
These younger girls.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you get.
I still loved it. I still got up there. I still felt good, to be honest. I still felt like I gave them a good run for their money, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially also considering that I wasn't on any gear, like most of those girls would be.
Yeah.
So I got on with the younger crowd, and I think I fit in because as you say, I look like I'm in my 20s, so I kind of feel like I can, in terms of my age look, I feel like I can fit in.
Yeah.
So it was good, and then I just loved it. It was a little bit crazy because as soon as I came off from the second category, I had to quickly run to the backstage manager and say, like, look, can you tell me if I got through in the other category? And she was like, well, what other category? I'm like, well, I'm doing 2 categories. I've got 2 different numbers. I need to know because they're lining up. Do I need to get back on stage?
I thought they finished the first category and then they go to the next category.
No, they're running both simultaneously. So I literally came off, ran there, I'd say, I need to know, did I get through to the next round of the other category? They're like, well, which category? I was like, well, Masters Bikini. Like, oh my gosh, what's your number? I was like, well, because I had 2 different numbers. Is number 10? Is number 10 there? Yes, number 10's here. Oh, shit, okay. Go change my number. Go pump up. Get in the queue. Stay in the queue. Don't go anywhere. Then get on stage for that one. Come off. Did I make it through to the next round in Masters? They're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. What's your number? Well, my number's number 47. Yes, okay. Oh, shit, okay, change. So, change your number. Get pumped. Get in line. So it was a little bit crazy, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. My feet, by the end of it, were absolutely killing me. Like, I was literally sitting down in the lineup, like looking up at everyone. I was like, oh, man, my feet are killing me. I need to sit. But I loved every single minute. I did not want it to end. I wish I could go back and do it all over again. And that's my main motivation for doing Abu Dhabi. Not so much that I want to win, because of the improvements I can make are absolutely minimal. Yeah. Although you never know what the judges are looking for. As I told you before, the lady who won the previous competition, right? She won that category, but then this time around, she didn't even get placed. So you never know what the judges are looking for. Could be you. You don't know. But I'm not going with that in mind. My main objective is to try and make the small improvement that I have in my head, number 1. And number 2, there's a few of them, get more experience and exposure. And number 3, just have a good time. It's the last show in the UAE of the year. I want to get it under my belt. I want to just do it. I want to be on the stage again. I'm dying to be back on stage.
Do you get like wait, what's that? That's IWBF, the competition?
WNBF, that's the World Natural Body Building Federation.
The one you're competing in next?
IFBB. Yeah.
And if you win this one, do you still get a pro card for IFBB?
Yes, you do.
Wow.
If you win, yes, you do.
That's amazing.
There are pro cards available, and there's cash prizes as well.
So, say for instance you're already a pro in IFBB, and then you're competing in the same,
So at the moment, I'm competing as an amateur.
Yeah.
Not as a pro, because I haven't actually won.
No, but say for instance you're a pro. Next year you're a pro.
Yeah.
You win this one, and you're a pro next year, and then you go to compete next year still and win it again. So that means there is no pro cards given out to anyone, because there was no amateurs that won the competition. You know what I mean?
No, they're almost amateurs that win, because I will not be allowed as a pro. You cannot compete with amateurs. You're not allowed to.
Okay, I get it now.
Because they're not going to have a chance against you, are they?
Wow.
No, pros.
Are you telling me
pros
everyone
cannot compete with amateurs?
Even on the Dubai Masters show that was there, none of them was pro.
I don't think so.
None of them was pro. So all of them are amateurs competing to get into the pro category.
Yeah.
And where are these pro competitions? Where are they?
Everywhere. All over there. Even at the same time.
Oh, so there was pro competitions at that time.
Yeah.
In
I don't know in what categories. I don't know.
So what about this? The category you said of the above 35. The Masters. Was there pro categories for the Masters?
No, I think in this one we were all paired together because they didn't separate it. So they may well have been pros competing with us amateurs.
That's what I'm trying to think, right?
Yeah. But in other competitions, they usually separate them.
The amateurs from the pros.
From the pro.
And
but in this one, no, we were all together. So yeah, I could well have been competing against someone who was already a pro.
Totally unfair, isn't it? If that's the case.
No, not really, because at the end of the day, it's about your physique, right? It's not about whether you started today or yesterday. It's about how good are you looking today.
The cash prizes at the Dubai Master Store, were there any cash prizes?
Yes, for first, second, and third.
For first, second, and third.
But I think it was first, second, and third overall.
What does it mean?
So what happens is in the bikini, so we have age categories and height categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have first, second, and third for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now those first and I think possibly second places, they go through to the overall finals, which means can you win the bikini category overall?
The Masters and the Open category.
Exactly, like out of everyone who competed
the heights
in bikini,
and everything. Oh my days.
Can you win? And I think that's where you get the cash.
Oh my days.
The pro card and the cash prize. Yeah. So can you beat everyone overall?
Wow.
So you won your category, cool, and she won her category, and or the two of them or whatever, and she won hers and she won hers in category and height category and age category. Now let's see, out of the top of each of those height and age categories, who comes first? That's winning overall. And I think that's where there were cash prizes.
All of you guys who made it to the top 6 do get medals, though.
I know, only the top 5 get medals.
You kicked some ass, man, didn't you?
So I got a medal, yeah.
Kicked some ass.
My first medal.
What is the medal actually? I didn't see the medal.
Oh, it's in my gym bag actually. I carry it around with me.
Oh yeah.
If anybody wants to see it. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. It's just a thing now. Like I carry it around with me.
The next thing is that you're gonna be walking out with it around your body. I'm the next champion.
No, I won't quite do that. But I did go out that night wearing my medal.
Oh,
100%. I didn't
well
take
deserved.
that off. I kept it on.
Well deserved.
Kept it on. I went out. I smashed my burger with my medal. And everybody was looking at me really weird because I had this full-on makeup, huge sparkling earrings, this super dark tan, this massive medal.
Yeah, so how long did how long did it take before the tan was off the body? Because I think it took days.
I still have some of it. Still have patches. Look here.
It takes a lot of work, right?
It takes a long time. And I had 2 coats this time, so it was really thick. And on the second day, it was really looking bad, but it just wouldn't come off. No. And it was looking terrible. Like
it gets sticky. Like
the 4th day, oh my goodness, I looked like I had a skin disease.
What?
Yeah. It was so patchy.
Patches
so
everywhere.
Bad.
Mm-hmm.
But what to do? That's it.
So the turn is off. I mean, the turn is on for the first day before you go for the competition. Is that the first one?
It depends. This time, yes, they offered us to have the first coat done the day before and then the second coat on the day. Sometimes you just do both coats on the same day.
When you with this experience that you have this time, when you come back home because you're gonna sleep and whatever, doesn't it like stick everywhere?
Yeah, it does.
You don't get to take a shower, do you?
No, you shower.
Hey, Steph, why would you shower?
Wait, when you have the first coat?
Yes.
No, you cannot shower because it will wash off and it'll become patchy. Then they have to try and fix that, yeah?
Oh,
which is not always so easy.
Yeah, it's not.
So no, you don't. I mean, you can like kind of just quickly give yourself a bit of a spray, like lightly, but you don't have a shower. No, I was washing my hair over the basin.
So the time.
Also, my toilet seats are all brown.
Are they?
Yeah. TMI, no. Just keeping it real. It's not all glitz and glam, and they're not brown. Okay, they're brown from tan, from sitting on the toilet with the tan. Okay. Yeah. That's what they're brown from.
So you don't have any more tan right now, so I think that area should be fine now.
No, because it stains.
Yeah.
It stains. You cannot get it off.
It does? Wait, is the tan that strong that it can't get off or something?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. My bed sheets, everything. Everything gets stained. That's why you sit on towels. You change your bed sheets to like dark colors.
This is hard work,
Because it stains. It will wash out to a certain extent, but not. You can see my shoes that I wore today. Eh? The Vivo.
Yeah.
Right there. If you look at the ankle, you'll see it's all brown from the last bit of tan that's rubbed off.
Oof.
That's
a lot of
and
work.
you won't get. It'll fade, but you'll never get rid of it completely.
Never.
No. I can show you my sports bras.
And soon enough, you're gonna be you're getting tan again for the next one.
That's right. I do love the tan though. It looks
Do you?
so good.
Yeah.
It looks so good for like the first day. Second, third, fourth day, it starts looking really bad.
What's the smell like?
And not too bad actually. It's actually quite a pleasant smell too.
That's it.
Yeah.
I thought it smells like petroleum.
No, it's quite a pleasant smell.
It's
Yeah.
not too bad, yeah.
No.
Was it Hannah who was telling me that it smells not so great at the time?
I don't know. Look, you also get different brands.
For sure, yeah.
Pro-Tan actually smells really nice. I don't know what we had before. Yeah, maybe that was a bit more of a kind of industrial smell. But it's not like super, super strong.
It's not too bad either.
No.
Fair enough. So, how long did you take from the time when you arrived from the time to do the tanning, to do the makeup, and then going on stage and getting rewarded and finishing the whole day?
Well, I got there at 10 a.m. and I left at, let's say, 6:37.
6:37.
Yeah, so it's a long day.
That's a
when you haven't
long
slept.
day of work. What time did you have the burger?
Oh, I mean, we went pretty much straight after, so maybe like 8 or 8:30.
All buzzing and excited.
Yeah. I mean, I'd already had, by the time we got there, to be fair, I mean, as soon as I came off stage, I had a cupcake. My client, biggest fan, was there with all the goodies. And you can check it on my highlights.
Yeah.
As I took a boomerang of it. He's got all my favourite things. He's got my carrot cake from Lime Tree Cafe. He's got my cupcakes from Magnolia Bakery.
Yeah.
He's got my strawberry filled donuts from Krispy Kreme. Like, he's got wine gums. He's got all my things.
Yeah.
He's got my secret little drink after show drink.
What is the secret little drink?
Yes, totally connect. So as soon as I came off stage,
Hey, this is an exclusive, man. So you're gonna tell us what is the secret?
Okay, so my absolute favorite drink is strawberry daiquiri. Okay, I love strawberry daiquiri. So he was ready.
He had everything.
I'm not joking. He had
Wow.
everything. And he didn't just have like one. No, he had like
A handful.
days supply.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got off stage, I had my favorite cupcake in the world. I had a sip of my special drink. and then I had when I went to go change, I had my banana pudding from Magnolia Bakery, the best. And then I had a donut on the way.
Did you like give him a list of things you need? Because
Yeah, he was literally like,
that must have been
what am I
very
gonna do?
detailed.
He took the day off work. He drove around all morning
Just to get all
because
this.
he got everything fresh. He drove around all morning to get all my goodies, to make my drink.
Wow.
Amazing.
You know,
Amazing.
we're gonna give this guy. That guy's a legend.
He is
He's
a legend. He is a legend.
Wow.
Absolutely. And I know for the next show he'll be here having the red wine with me the day before, or maybe he'll be in Abu Dhabi because I'm not sure.
you
what
have to be
time
there
he's gonna
early.
be on stage. He is a legend. Absolutely.
Maybe you should
He's a legend.
skip the wine this time. Have the vodka since she might want to sleep on the next.
No, I can't do that.
A little bit.
And the thing is, I know that the red wine works to dry me out.
Yeah.
So I don't really.
2
want
glasses,
to
right? 2 glasses.
I took, but I mean, it was not like 2 full glasses.
Yeah.
It was like you would normally pour red wine. You only go so high.
Yeah. Wow, so that was an exciting day. Yeah. It started really exciting and ended really. You still have the
Well, it started like a bit of a shit show, to be fair,
Okay,
because nothing was ready. But it ended up honestly being one of the best experiences of my life.
Wow.
Loved it.
Before we finish, I want you to leave a word of advice for those who would like to be exactly like you. Those who look at you and you inspire a lot of people for sure. What's your advice for those who want to get into competition, and what would you say?
I would say just do it. A lot of the time, and this is for anything actually, really. A lot of the time we wait until we're less busy, until we feel better, until we this, until we... There's no perfect time ever to do anything in life.
Yeah.
Just do it. If you want to compete, just freaking do it. If you don't know where to start or how to start, get yourself a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself a coach and say, I want to compete. I think I'm good for this category. He or she will give you advice. They will get you started and off you go. They will guide you.
Yeah.
Just freaking do it. Take the first step. It doesn't matter if you don't know what to do. That's what coaches are for. They will tell you what to do and they will get there and you will learn and you will become better.
You're a coach. You're a coach yourself. Do you think you could take on an athlete to like train them?
I do think that I could.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't at this stage because I'm just very focused, obviously, on my own competing.
Yeah.
And I also would like to, not because I don't think I have enough, but I would like to build my experience a little bit more, you know, and really when I take on an athlete, be able to say, look, I've tried this, I've tried that,
yes. 100%.
I'd like to come and say, you know, it took me a year or whatever, 18 months, but I did eventually get my pro card. You know, I've tried different things. I don't know what's going to work with you straight off the bat. We're going to have to go trial and error on this. Yeah, so that's my advice. Just do it. If you don't know anything, find a coach to help you. And if you do think that you know what you're doing, start. Start today.
Start today.
Start. If you think you need to build muscle, start building it now. If you think you need to go on maintenance, go on maintenance. If you need to cut, start cutting. Look at shows that are coming up. Do you want to be on gear? Are you on gear? Do you want to stay natural?
Yeah.
Start looking at shows and plan backwards. That's what you always do, yeah? You plan backwards.
What's that?
So you pick a show and then you plan backwards from there. So you don't just randomly start a plan. I mean, pick a show that you want to do. Do you want to compete naturally? Look at the natural bodybuilding federations.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay natural but happy to compete in either? Fine. Do you want to take gear? Okay, look at obviously the federations that allow that. Pick a show. Do you want it to be here or are you happy to be overseas? For me, it was really important for my first show to be in the UAE because I wanted my family and my friends to be around me.
Yeah.
Next year, I won't mind too much. I'll be quite happy to be on my own.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do that this year.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel the same, pick a show that's coming up. There's March is coming up. Dubai Muscle Beach is coming up in March. And there'll be various others. WNBF will be back in September. Of course, there's always Dubai Muscle Show next year, October. And a couple of others in between. Pick one and work back.
Well, that was Stephanie Nicole, and with a simple message of why wait? Just do it.
Oh my gosh! Why wait?
Why wait?
Just do it.
And that was the Why Wait podcast, and we had a very, very special guest, Nicole, who's no longer a guest right now. She's a resident. She's a resident with us now. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening in to all of those of you who have been with us from the beginning to the end. And we would like to thank you all. Make sure that you share this podcast and make sure that you subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all the other sources or platforms that do have a podcast. I think there is another one which is called Google Podcasts, right?
Okay.
And we will be producing weekly shows from now on, and we were glad to have you on. Thank you very much. Au revoir. Bye bye.
Peace out.
You have to say bye bye in Luganda.
Huh? How do you say that?
Wheraba.
Wheraba.
You have to say Tuba Galanyo.
What? All of that? No, I cannot say all of that. What?
Say Tuba Galanyo Mweraba.
No, wait, slowly.
Tuba Galanyo.
No, that's too much at one time.
It's easy.
Break it down. Tuba Gala. What?
Tuba Gala.
Tuba Gala.
Yes.
Tuba Gala.
Nyo. Mweraba. Yes, say that.
No, that's it. I can't. Guys, language Languages are not my strength again.
Au revoir, bye bye, peace out,
Peace
bye bye.
out.
Yeah, we'll see you chat soon, bye bye. That was nice.